Washington, D.C. to witness this event firsthand with the help of the generous donations of the people from this church. Thank you very much. On the day of the inauguration, our bus and many other buses arrived there before the sun came up, and it was freezing cold. And the wind didn't help too much either. It just made it even more freezing cold. And I thought it was interesting to be all around all these different types of people and see the people of the nation unite and come from all over just to witness this one person become president of the United States like many others. And let's see. There was a lot of celebrities there too, giving performances, and there were some choir groups and stuff like that. And this is something I actually thought was pretty interesting. It was my first time. I actually saw snipers on the rooftop, like on the nearby building. And I thought that was pretty cool. So, I thought that was awesome. And let me see, the performances at the inauguration were interesting. I missed a few because I wasn't really paying attention because it was kind of boring at first. But the ones that I did hear were awesome. And I thought it was also pretty cool to see all the House members and all the members of the Senate and every single president, well not every single one, but all the other presidents from the past coming up and being announced. I thought that was awesome. Because I've never really met or seen any of them before, and to see them is like, wow, they actually exist. And let's see. And the quote that I remember most from Obama's speech was, "To those who cling to the power through corruption and dissent, and the silence of the Senate, who know that you are on the wrong side of history, but that we will extend a hand if you are willing to unclench your fist." I believe that this quote has a lot to do with our IPeace movement, because we, as peacemakers, want to extend a hand to the corrupt as much as the non-corrupt. Thank you.
This turned out to be an amazing thing to actually see Barack Obama be sworn in as president. I felt that I was proud to be a black person. So many people fought hard and so many people died to see this happen. And I anticipated this trip to be, the trip to inauguration to actually be pretty fun, but the inauguration itself to be boring. It was pretty good. There was entertainment, and I got to hang with friends. It was freezing cold. I thought they were playing the CNN replay. I thought it was an inauguration, so when it was over, I was like, yeah, okay, let's go back to the hotel, to find out that it was a rerun and the inauguration was coming on later. It was fun hanging out in the museum, going to sleep, going to the hotel, hanging with friends. The trip back to Fort Lauderdale was pretty fun. For the first time in my life, I actually got to see snow, lots of it on the ground. We Crunch walked over to a big pile of snow and actually threw a snowball at somebody, and we had a big snowball fight. Getting prepared for this trip was, my mom and my dad had to buy lots of things, like long johns and a really, really big jacket. I didn't think it helped at all. It was mostly fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm grateful that you gave me the chance for me to actually experience the inauguration. I've never really seen an inauguration before in my life. So I'd just like to thank you all. Thank you.
this trip, I expected to be very, very, very cold, a very long speech, no entertainment, all black people, no white people, no Hispanics, just black. But as I got there, I saw that it was not only black people, but as we were walking off the bus, me and Crunch, I looked at Crunch and Crunch looked at me, and I said, "Crunch, you see all the white people?" Crunch said, "Yeah, I see all the white people."
I didn't say that.
So, at that point I said, well, this might be, this might be very interesting. So we got there, we walked, and we walked, and we walked, and we walked, and we walked. And then at one point, people kept saying, well, if you go 4 more blocks, you can get in. So we went 4 more blocks. And they said, well, if you go 4 more blocks, you can get in. So we just said, what y'all want me to do? They said, well, I don't know. So first thing we asked the lady, how do you think we can get in? She said, well, if you go 4 more blocks, we can get in them all. The door won't be locked or the gate won't be closed. So that's what we did. And we finally got in. There we just looked around. It didn't really start yet. They was playing music and reruns like one of the persons said. And we got there and Crunch dared Marvin like he told you to, but Marvin didn't tell exactly what happened. Crunch told Marvin to take off his warm clothes, take off his gloves, get on the cold floor and do push-ups. Marvin goes out there, take off all his clothes and his gloves and do push-ups. But I guess he got out of that $25 that he didn't get yet. And with all that said, I felt that not just being alive when a black person made president, but just being there. Okay, yeah, you could have stayed home and watched it on TV because we weren't there looking him in the face. We were watching monitors, but just being there and getting the full effect was very, just overwhelming. So, with that said, Obama said in his speech that our nation is at war against with a far-reaching network of violence and hatred, a consequence of greed and irresponsibility on the part of some, but our collective failure, and to make hard choices and prepare the nation for a new age. Thank you.